Hello everyone, welcome to EduTap and welcome to the Phenonomics series. In today's session, we are going to discuss a very important topic that is regarding the policy corridor of RBI. So you must have heard that recently the Monetary Policy Committee meeting was held, and in that there was the talk about the LAF, the Liquidity Adjustment Facility, and the Liquidity Adjustment Facility corridor. So whenever we talk about the Monetary Policy Committee meeting and whenever we talk about the Monetary Policy Committee decisions, the important decisions are regarding the policy corridor of RBI or the Liquidity Adjustment Facility corridor of RBI. So in the previous year questions, if you have seen, there were many questions, okay, there were in year after year, there were questions regarding the Monetary Policy Committee and the decisions of the Monetary Policy Committee. So it becomes very important for you to understand that what is this policy corridor of RBI and what decision the Monetary Policy Committee meeting take for the policy corridor of RBI. And in today's session, you will understand the components of policy corridor of RBI. You will understand about the whole of the policy corridor of RBI, that is the Liquidity Adjustment Facility corridor, we will discuss in today's session. But before starting with this session, there is a big announcement from EduTap that we have brought a complete guidebook for the RBI manager, for the RBI Grade B manager for you, in which you can get all the information regarding the exam, the eligibility, the cutoff, the syllabus, as well as you can get the strategy for your preparation, okay, the sources that you have to follow for your preparation. So all the information regarding the RBI Grade B exam as well as the preparation you will get in this comprehensive guidebook. You do not have to follow different sources to get the information. You do not have to go to different links and websites to get the information regarding the RBI manager. You can get all the information regarding the RBI Grade B here in this single guidebook, and you can easily download this free guidebook in the description box below. Okay, so do download this guidebook. It will be very helpful for your preparation and for greater clarity about the exam. Okay, so do download this book. The link is given in the description box below. So now starting with the session, policy corridor of RBI. To understand that policy corridor of RBI, we have to understand the repo rate, the SDF and the marginal standing facility. Okay, so starting with repo rate. See, repo rate is a tool of RBI. It is a very important tool of RBI that RBI uses to handle the economy. Okay, because the RBI has to handle. The Reserve Bank of India has the responsibility. It is the monetary authority of the country. It has the responsibility to control the inflation into the economy. So first of all, the inflation target of Monetary Policy Committee or RBI is to make the inflation or to maintain the inflation around 4%. Okay, and there is the limit that the lower rate can be, the inflation cannot go below 2% and the inflation should not go above 6%. So the inflation should be maintained in the range of 2 to 6%, that is plus minus 4%. Okay, the RBI wants the inflation to be around 4% and the inflation has to be maintained in the lower limit and the upper limit in between 2 to 6%. So 6% is the upper limit. But what if the inflation is going very fast? It is rising very fast. It is above 6%. Since January 2022, we can see that the inflation is above 6%. If we talk about the recent data of the retail inflation, the inflation was around 7%. So you can see that the inflation is growing very fast. For that, what steps the RBI can take? So the first step that RBI takes is regarding the repo rate. Okay, to control the inflation, to boost the growth in the economy, the repo rate is a very important tool with the RBI. Okay, so in this tool, what happens that the Reserve Bank of India, the bank borrows from Reserve Bank of India. So the borrowing happens. So the banks are borrowing from the Reserve Bank of India, as well as the Reserve Bank of India takes collateral from the banks. Okay, see, let's say if we want to buy a car, if we want to buy a house, what we do? We go to the bank and we take the home loan, we take the car loan. So we borrow from the bank. Okay, so as a person, we are borrowing from the bank and we are giving the bank a collateral. We are giving the bank a collateral. Okay, similarly the banks, how the banks can borrow? So the banks can borrow from the RBI and in return they have to give a collateral to the Reserve Bank of India. Similar process as we take the car loan, as we take the home loan. Similarly, the bank can take the loan from the RBI for any of its needs. Okay, So here the bank have to give the collateral to the RBI because the bank is borrowing from the Reserve Bank of India. So the Reserve Bank of India is giving the loan to the banks, and in return it is taking the collateral from the banks. This is the repo rate. Now the repo rate, that is currently it is 5.90%. As I have told you that since January 2022 the inflation is increasing very fast in the economy, and that's why the Reserve Bank of India is increasing the repo rate. Now when the Reserve Bank of India increases the repo rate, what happens that the banks will borrow the loan. They will borrow at a higher repo rate. They will have to borrow at a higher repo rate. That is, either they will reduce their borrowing because they have to give higher repo rate, or they will give the loan to the persons, to the consumers at a higher interest rate, because they are getting the loan at a higher repo rate, at a higher rate. So they will also want to take the higher rates from the persons, from the consumers. When the interest rate is very high, okay, the cost of borrowing is very high, I will not want to buy the car right now. I will wait for the interest rate to go down. So my demand will decrease. So my demand is decreasing because the interest rate is very high. I will not want to take the loan. I will not want to demand more in the economy. I will not buy the house or the cars. So demand will reduce in the economy, and the inflation will be controlled because the prices will start decreasing. So in this way, through repo rate, the RBI can control inflation, and it is a very important tool in the hands of RBI. Similarly, when RBI wants to boost the growth, RBI decreases the repo rate so that the banks can get the loans at lesser rate, and so that the banks can provide the loans to the consumers at a lesser rate, and consumers will borrow more when the rate is less. Now I will buy a car, now I will buy a home, because I am getting very less, I am getting the loan at a very less interest rate. Okay, so that's why my demand will increase in the economy, and the supply will increase, the output will increase, the employment will increase in the economy will start growing. Okay, so this is the repo rate, a very important tool in the hands of RBI. Next is marginal standing facility. Now when I want to buy a car, I want to buy a house, I take the loan from the banks. But what if the banks are in the distress situation? Okay, for the normal working of the banks take the loan at the repo rate. But now let's say they have used all their borrowing through the repo rate. Now what can they do? In a distress situation, they can take the loan at the marginal standing facility. Marginal standing facility is the facility under which the scheduled commercial banks can borrow additional amount of overnight money. They can borrow from the Reserve Bank of India, pledging the SLR securities up to a limit at a penal rate of interest. So in the repo rate, what was happening, that the RBI had to give the banks had to give a collateral to the Reserve Bank of India, and this collateral is the government securities. Okay, this collateral is the government securities. Now let's say they do not have the banks do not have extra collateral, extra government securities. Now what can they do? In a distress situation, if they do not have the extra collateral, if they do not have the extra government securities, then they can reduce their SLR. Okay, let me tell you that SLR is the statutory liquidity ratio, in which the banks maintain 18%. Currently the SLR is 18%. So 18% of net demand and time liabilities. So all the deposits, the net demand and time deposits that they have got, that the banks have got, from that demand and time deposits, the consumers are depositing with the banks. So from that deposits, they have to maintain 18%. They have to maintain 18% with themselves in the form of government securities, in the form of cash, or in the form of gold. Okay, these are the liquid assets. In the form of this, the banks have to maintain the deposits with themselves, 18% of the total deposits, net demand and time liabilities. Now the SLR concept and the CRR concept, the cash reserve ratio, and the NDTL, what is the formula of net demand and time liabilities, all of this has been discussed in a session. I will provide you the link in the description box below. You can go and see that session. Okay, so I hope you have got the basic idea of the SLR, that what is the statutory liquidity ratio. It is that the banks have to maintain with themselves 18% of the demand and time deposits, net demand and time liabilities with themselves. Okay, so from in this SLR, you can understand that the banks are maintaining some government securities with them. Now, this government securities cannot be used as the collateral under the repo rate. They cannot use the government securities that are kept under the SLR, that are kept as the SLR in the repo rate. Okay, but when they are in a distress situation, when they are in an emergency situation, then what is allowed, that under the MSF, marginal standing facility, they can reduce this SLR and they can use this government securities that are kept under the SLR for the borrowing. So under marginal standing facility, the banks are borrowing from Reserve Bank of India, and the banks are providing the collateral to the Reserve Bank of India. So you can say that this is similar. This is the similar process as repo rate, that the RBI is giving the loan to the bank and the bank is providing the collateral. But here the collateral is also government security. So this is also same. But the government security that is a part of the SLR, the SLR has been reduced, and that government security that is a part of the statutory liquidity ratio, that can be given as the collateral, which is not allowed under the repo rate. Because in the repo rate, in the normal situation, the banks are borrowing from the RBI, but in marginal standing facility, when they borrow in marginal standing facility, that means they are in an emergency situation. Okay, so they can reduce this SLR, they can use the government securities that are under the SLR to give the collateral to the banks, to the RBI. Okay, and the banks can borrow from RBI. So now you will say that the banks can just say that we are in the emergency situation, just give us the loan to RBI, and they can give the government securities that they are keeping for the SLR. So this seems a little off now. So what happens, that there is a penal rate of interest that they have to pay. So if the repo rate is 5.90%, so the marginal standing facility, it will be greater, it will be 6.15%. So the MSF, this is the rate that the banks have to pay to the RBI for getting the money. Okay, so repo rate is lower and the MSF is higher, and that's why the banks will not just in any case will take the money in marginal standing facility. Usually they want to pay the penal rate only when they are in the emergency situation, otherwise they will just borrow under the repo rate. So I hope you have understood the MSF also. The MSF is a facility for the banks that they can borrow in the emergency situation, they can reduce the SLR securities, and they can use the government securities that are under the SLR as the collateral to pay, to give the RBI to take the loans from RBI in the emergency situation. Okay. Next is standing deposit facility. Now this is the new recent development that has happened. In April 2022, the Monetary Policy Committee meeting was held, and in that meeting there was a big decision that was taken to introduce the SDF, that is the standing deposit facility under the corridor, under the policy corridor. So here under the standing deposit facility, what happens, that the banks are depositing their money with the Reserve Bank of India. Against that, of course, the banks will be getting some rate, okay, some standing deposit facility rate. So they are also like, if we deposit the money with the banks, we get the return, some interest rate over that. So similarly, when the banks deposit their money with the Reserve Bank of India, they will get the interest rate, okay, some standing deposit facility rate. But here the RBI do not have to give any kind of collateral to the banks. First, before that, what had happened, that the reserve repo rate was there, in which the banks were depositing their money with the Reserve Bank of India, and the Reserve Bank of India had to give the collateral, that is the government securities, to the commercial banks, to the banks. Okay, so in that case, the collaterals were used to make this deposit that the banks are doing with the Reserve Bank of India as a secured deposits. They were the secured deposits. But here they do not have to, the RBI do not have to give the collateral. The bank can deposit their money with the RBI without taking any collateral. Okay, here, but now you will say that they will want collateral. Why are they not taking collateral? They can just deposit under the reverse repo rate now by taking the collateral, but the rate under the SDF is higher. Okay, that's why the banks will want to take the higher interest rate, the higher returns, and they are depositing their money with the Reserve Bank of India. So that is SDF. So here you have seen the whole policy corridor through the three rates that we have understood. So the standing deposit facility, this is the rate at which, this is the facility under which the banks deposit their money with the RBI without taking any collateral. So the banks do not take any collateral and they deposit the money with the RBI, and usually the standing deposit facility, here you can see, is greater than the fixed reverse repo rate. Okay, in the fixed reverse repo rate, when the banks deposit their money with the RBI, the banks get the government securities as the collateral. So they are called the secured deposits. But to get the secure deposits, you are getting the less rate. So of course I will want more returns, okay, when I know that the Reserve Bank of India is involved, and Reserve Bank of India is a very trusted organization. Okay, so I would rather have higher returns because there is already security. I do not need this secure deposits. I do not need this collateral to make it secure. Okay. Then comes the repo rate. Repo rate is the rate the banks get the loans from the Reserve Bank of India, and the banks have to pay the collateral in the form of government securities to the Reserve Bank of India. Okay, and the repo rate is the rate at which the banks are getting the loan from the RBI. Then comes the MSF, marginal standing facility rate or marginal standing facility, in which the banks are getting the loans from the RBI, but they are getting the loans from the RBI and they have to pay the collateral to the RBI. But this collateral is also the government securities, but this government securities are a part of the statutory liquidity ratio. Okay, this is a part of SLR securities. So this collateral is from the SLR securities. Okay, here the MSF rate is higher than the repo rate. Okay, now how much higher is there some relation between these three terms? Yes, there is a relation. The policy repo rate is higher than the SDF by 25 basis point, and the MSF rate is higher than the policy repo rate by 25 basis point. So if the Monetary Policy Committee decides to change the repo rate, that means it is changing the whole of the corridor. So there is a symmetry that is present here, that there is the difference in between the whole of the corridor. There is the difference of 50 basis point, and the relation, the repo rate, MSF and the SDF, these three rates are connected. Okay, here it is not reverse repo rate, it has become SDF. Okay, standing deposit facility. Before, the policy corridor included the reverse repo rate, but the reverse repo rate has been changed with the SDF in April 2022 by the Monetary Policy Committee. Okay, so here the policy corridor is MSF minus SDF. There is the difference of 50 basis point in the whole of the corridor that you can see. Okay, here when in the recent Monetary Policy Committee meeting, the Monetary Policy Committee has decided to increase the repo rate, and the repo rate has become 5.90%. That means if the repo rate is 5.90%, the SDF is less than repo rate by 0.25%. Okay, by 25 basis point means by 0.25%. So the SDF has become 5.65% and the MSF has increased by 0.25%. So the MSF has become, it is higher than the repo rate by 0.25%. So the repo rate is this, and so the marginal standing facility has become 6.15%, that is higher than repo rate by 0.25%, 25 basis point. So this is the whole of the policy corridor that I hope that you have understood very clearly now. All the points, all the terms has been explained to you, as well as if you want to know the difference between the SDF and the reverse repo rate more, you can see a session I have already discussed regarding the difference between the SDF and reverse repo rate in that session. So do subscribe to our YouTube channel, where you will get the new videos, the interesting videos, as well as videos that will really help your preparation. Join our Telegram channel. You will get the PDF of the session in this Telegram channel. So this is the first question that I hope that you can easily answer. This is a previous year question that was asked in RBI grade B of 2019. So this is regarding the marginal rate. Okay, as well as this is the homework question that I hope you can easily answer now. Okay, so thank you very much. If you have any query, you can mail us here or you can contact us through this number. Okay, if you want to know more about the MSF, if you want to know more about the marginal standing facility and how it is different from the repo rate, you can see a session that I have already provided. Okay, so I have already provided the difference between the MSF and the repo rate also, and between the SDF and reverse repo rate. So you can have the better clarity about each and every term. Here we have just combined all these terms to make the policy corridor. Okay, so today we discussed about the basics. If you want to get more knowledge about the MSF, repo rate, SDF, reverse repo rate, you can see the session where we have discussed about the differences between the terms. So thank you.